unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Boxingego unpack. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Wow. Dazn boxing reporter does a hit piece on Gervonta Tank Davis and brings up some personal matters ahead of the fight with Ryan Garcia. That's what I want to talk about in this video. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. 2023 is going to be a phenomenal year. We got some great fights. I got a lot of stuff I'm working on the channel. Make sure, as always, you guys come in, subscribe, all that good stuff. Now, Carissa Maxwell, she's the subject of this particular video. And let's jump right into it. She posted this, and this is a segment that was recorded where she's asking, how much does this matter with no title on the line? So naturally, I was curious as like, what was she even referring to? Ryan Garcia fighting Gervonta Davis. There were months of back and forth. I mean, this is spanning back to late last year that they were in negotiations, and we get official word that they're actually fighting. They agreed, contracts are signed, and they're even doing a press conference, a 2-city press tour starting in New York later today. And then they'll be in Los Angeles the next day, right? So I'm like, everybody should be happy, but that's not the case. And now you guys see it right there. It says, should Gervonta Davis's recent arrest keep him from this fight? Like, what are we really talking about? Are you the police? Are you the FBI? Who are you, anybody on this panel, to ask if Gervonta Davis should be allowed to fight because of a recent arrest, right? This sounds increasingly stupid when the title says, should Davis's recent arrest keep him from this fight? What recent arrest? He's had a couple of different things. Because if we're referring to the issue with the baby mom, she recanted what she previously said. And I made videos about it. She initially had called like the 911 and spoke with the dispatcher. Tank was arrested and a mugshot was released. That's public domain. You really, when someone gets arrested, if you have the wherewithal, that's how you see TMZ and different places always have the scoop on that. So that's nothing. But the actual matter of fact was days later, she recanted and said Gervonta Davis did not harm me nor my daughter, right? So what are you talking about? And again, we're supposed to be boxing fans, boxing media, journalists. And just to give you guys a background, it says producer and personality with Sporting News, which at a point in time, they were owned by Dazn. And it says host of Fighting Words. And it says at Dazn plus Vice alumni, Penn State forever. I won't stick to sports, yada, yada, yada. Right? So this is the chick who's, I guess, doing this interview, and this is what she decides to talk about. So again, everybody else, real boxing fans, real boxing reporters, the subject is more so who wins? Gervonta Davis, Ryan Garcia. What are we expecting from the Ryan Garcia press conference tomorrow, or today and tomorrow? And this is the subject matter that they choose to discuss. And I think it's in poor taste. It says, as hyped as boxing fans and media are about the Gervonta Davis-Ryan Garcia fight, the criminal DV and hit and run charges against Tank should be at the forefront of the conversation. Why does boxing reward bad behavior? What is this chick talking about? It says the criminal DV. The criminal DV, that stands for domestic, right? So the criminal DV, what are you talking about when I just told you that the young lady that made the call that got Gervonta Davis arrested, she recanted her story? I mean, you can't be Frank Castle or the Punisher and try to be some sort of vigilante of justice if she chose for whatever reason, right or wrong, whether she was lying before, whether she's lying after, you aren't the court of law. You aren't Judge Dredd, the jury, the executioner. You have to go off the information because explain this to me. Explain this to me. When the initial call was made to 911, oh, I'm worried, I'm terrified, he's crazy, whatever, right? When that initial call was made, how come that was fact? When Gervonta Davis had a mugshot, that was fact. But then when the same individual involved in the initial call, his baby mom or whatever, when she recants her story and says, hey, I overreacted, we got heated, things got heated. Tank posted some pictures of some toothbrushes that had been defiled and stuff like that. I'm not going to get into all that, personal stuff. But if you watch my channel back then, I went over everything, right? So why are we going to take her word for it when she initially made these claims, but then when she's saying nothing happened, I wasn't harmed, I wasn't in danger, now all of a sudden we're going to dismiss that and still put the criminal DV and hit and run charges? What are we doing here? How is this professional journalism? Why are you bringing this up? Again, Gervonta Davis is going to have to face a judge and find out what's up with his sentencing, and he's going to have to go through the U.S. judicial system to get this rectified, right? That's how that works. Why is this a topic from a Dazn reporter? Second, this is a Showtime fight. We all know that. But Dazn has worked with Ryan Garcia. Oscar De La Hoya wasn't going to let Ryan Garcia get away without Dazn being somewhat involved. Why would Dazn, who has some part in this fight, right? And if they do a rematch, I believe Dazn has even a bigger part in the fight. And this is what Oscar De La Hoya fought for. And this was one of the holdups that made negotiations take a little bit longer to get to the finish line, right? So my question is this. Since Dazn is actually, you can see, here's the other thing. To my knowledge, you can order this fight from Showtime or you can order it from Dazn. So you have an option there. They're both like hosting the fight, if you will, in terms of making it available through their entities. So why do you have a Dazn reporter, right? It says Dazn Boxing. Why do you have a Dazn reporter who's basically dry snitching? That's where I'm from. That's what we call it. Dry snitching and saying, hey, should this matter? Should Davis's recent arrest keep him from fighting? And it says Gervonta Davis pleads guilty. Like, we know what time it is. How come when there's black athletes, this seems to be an ongoing thing, especially if they're with the wrong people? What do I mean? I mean PBC. PBC fighters always seems to be like over embellished and glorified when a primarily black fighter, but definitely a PBC fighter has anything going on. This is not something that's exclusive to boxing. This is not something exclusive to sports, where celebrities in general have run-ins with the law. They have domestic issues and different things. You can look at actors, successful actors, people who've won Academy Awards and the whole 9 yards, that have weird tapes that have been released, things that have been leaked, all kinds of stuff, right? But with certain people like Tank Davis, like Floyd Mayweather, it seems to be overstated and it seems to be an ongoing talking point seemingly out of nowhere. And that's the biggest thing. I wouldn't even so much care if you kept it even Steven and all across the board, everybody that had a past. So that means Jim Lampley, because for your information, guys like Jim Lampley, he actually had a domestic situation back in the day with his wife or then wife or whatever, whoever she was, right? You could look it up. But these things don't get stated so much. Guys like Sergey Kovalev, when Kovalev had a couple different issues, they didn't get talked about. Joseph Jojo Diaz just got arrested. You can find it on TMZ for child neglect. He also has a more, well, I can't even say more, but an equally heinous charge that he's been charged with. It's so bad, I don't even want to say it on this video. Actually, I'm not going to say it. You guys can look it up. But that's Joseph Jojo Diaz, who fought Devin Haney. And that's a DAZN fighter. I haven't seen one hit piece from DAZN talking about anything Joseph Jojo Diaz Jr. related. And he has 2 different things that are currently legal matters that he's accused of, right? One involving a minor. We'll leave it at that. And the other is involving child neglect. Why is DAZN and this DAZN reporter not talking about that? Or Oscar De La Hoya, who is Ryan Garcia's promoter. Look up Oscar's past. Look up how many active lawsuits Oscar De La Hoya has, so you see what time it is. Ironically enough, this same reporter, same chick, John Jones just had a fight last week, right? She just interviewed John Jones and did a whole Skype with him or Zoom or whatever they were on, and did a whole interview. John Jones has similar charges, right? Did not mention this one time about John Jones. Not one time. But you do a whole segment regarding Gervonta Davis, a fight that DAZN is involved with because of Ryan Garcia and Golden Boy and Oscar De La Hoya, and you do this hit piece on him, just like they did with Floyd Mayweather. I remember during the promotion for Mayweather and Pacquiao, I might want to, it's up to my promoter, right? ESPN, they showed a clip of Pacquiao, and he was throwing like an 8-10 punch combination on the heavy bag. You know, so he got some cool footage of him like in the gym, working out, working up a sweat, throwing a machine gun, rapid fire combinations on the heavy bag. The clip they showed of Floyd Mayweather was Floyd Mayweather, a black fighter, undefeated, with his hands behind his back in metal cuffs, in iron cuffs, being from the whole DV situation after the Cotto fight, right? That's the clip. At all, Floyd got sick jump roping abilities, and there's archive footage of Floyd running up mountains and dancing and shadow boxing, spear jab on the heavy bag. The clip they decided to use of Floyd Mayweather was a clip of him basically being carted to jail, right? So this looks extremely bad that they would do this to Gervonta Davis, just like I said, like they do it to Floyd Mayweather and select people. It's like the Chris Rock special, selective outrage, select outrage. Certain people, they get these hit pieces. ESPN, they had on their, if you look at ESPN Ringside, they had a link. You can put one link on Instagram, one link. And the link that they had for the longest in January, even after his fight, was a link to an article that said Gervonta Davis and, you know, this DV situation, Gervonta Davis arrested. That was even after he beat and knocked out Hector Luis Garcia. Not an updated link, an article that said Davis knocks out Hector Luis Garcia. It was purely about legal issues. And then they finally changed it like a little bit after that, like in March or something like that, right? So this DAZN reporter says, my comment section is ripe this morning with boxing fans defending alleged, I'm not going to say that, abusers, harassers, and drug traffickers, yet I'm the one without integrity. But who, like, what is she talking about? Who is accused of it? Who is accused of all that stuff, right? And then she's talking about Tommy Fury, who's banned from the US, like, but she's not going to mention that. Tommy Fury is banned from the US as we speak. He was supposed to fight Jake Paul 2 other times, and they both got canceled, one being because he couldn't actually come to America. Look, she's talking about Tyson Fury. I guarantee in this whole minute 30, she doesn't talk about Tyson Fury and Tommy Fury being banned, right? And she got Kenichi. It says, although Kenichi sold the company, but people said he's still working with Kenichi, right? So it's like, what is she talking about, bro? I don't even know who she is, but I see an inconsistency. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. I had to address it per usual on my channel. It's like she seemed way out of bounds. You know what I mean? Like, it's just that simple. Keep the same energy. And I'm out.
Introducing Super Thanks. Right here on the official Boxingego YouTube. Super Thanks allows you, the viewers, to show a little bit of extra gratitude, which enables me as a full-time content creator to push out the content you need in the world of boxing. Underneath all the videos, you will see a heart with a $sign in it. You can enter any amount that you find suitable as a super thanks. A brand new, interactive, and colorful way to get your comments highlighted and noticed by not only myself, but other people on the YouTube platform. Super thanks, a unique and cool way to show and applaud us full-time content creators. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Super thanks.
The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation.
Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working.